I was lucky to acquire the idol last minute, and at Tribal, of course, I played it. But since I overheard about Scarlet's idol, I decided to lie about voting Winter and to draw out her idol and make her waste it. So not only do I still stay in the game, but she ends up misusing her idol. Not like it matters, because she was going to be forced to play it because it was Final 5 anyway. And I end up making a move on Connor. Now, no, I didn't take him out because of him, getting rid of Heather and all that. I got rid of him because he seemed to have the best potential of winning the game, because he had the idol play on his resume, and he had quite a lot of social connections. So I think last round, honestly, went perfect. Well, there goes Connor, and the idol. Yeah, well, it didn't matter if, the idol went out, because, well, it was the last time to use it, but, yeah, sucks to have a, misused idol play. Ugh. Last night turned into a disaster in every single way. I want to get rid of Moose, and in the end, he played an idol. Of course he does. And not only that, but he gets me to inadvertently misuse my idol on Winter, when in reality, he was voting for Connor. So I end up putting a misused idol on my resume, and he puts a move on Connor on his resume. This just sucks, because this entire game, I built that entire plan up after eliminating Heather to just dominate and run away with the win. But that entire last round just completely killed all of it. Now if I do get to the end somehow, I don't know how I'm going to be able to pull the win off. Well, I guess it wasn't us, but at the same time, kind of sucks that Moose played the idol. Yeah, if he wins the next challenge, he's guaranteed a spot in the end. Yeah, that's definitely going to be something. So I guess we might as well just, brace ourselves and hope that he's willing to take us to the end, because I'm thinking he would, because, I don't see any reason why he would want to keep Scarlet. Tribal did indeed suck. Watching Connor go sucked because, he was my ally from the very start. But at the same time, I felt like I had to see him go eventually, because he probably would have beat me in the end. So, yeah, I guess this entire thing didn't turn into a flat-out disaster, but I am curious on how I'm going to be able to win against either Moose or Scarlet, because I think that by the end of this round, one of them is going to go. Out of curiosity, why did you tell Scarlet to use the idol on me when you didn't even vote for me? Well, it was to draw out her idol and make her waste it, obviously, and if she wastes it, it weakens her resume. I guess. I don't even know why I asked that. That was just a dumb question for me to ask. No worries. Sorry I kind of threw you under the bus inadvertently. I know you didn't really deserve that, but it's just I kind of had to draw out her idol some way. I guess. Yeah, in all honesty, I do kind of want to bring you to the end. Really? Why is that? Well, to make up for that whole ordeal, you didn't necessarily deserve that, and I do think you do deserve a spot in the end. If I'm in the finale, the person who I want to bring to the finale regardless, guarantee, is Winter. And the reason for that is because I haven't seen her really do much of anything. With Walter and Scarlet, they've done quite a bit. Walter, aided in the Frank elimination. He also aided in getting rid of Heather. He's played rather well. But then you got Scarlet, who controlled the first bit of the pre-merge, and also regained some ounce of power by getting rid of Heather. You honestly got a lot of things to consider in that sense, but one thing I'm 100% considering is bringing Winter to the end. Even though, I don't necessarily think she deserves to go to the end, but at the same time, she's just easy competition. Welcome to your final immunity challenge of the season. For this challenge, you'll be standing on one foot, balancing on your peg, while also holding up a plank, balancing a block. If either you fall or drop the block, you're out of this challenge. The last one remaining, still balanced, with their brick on their plank, will win the final immunity challenge and will earn their spot in the finale. The others will have a chance of being voted off and becoming the 14th person voted out of this game and the 7th and final member of our jury. So without further ado, let's get started. The final challenge starts now. We are 5 minutes into this challenge, and everyone is still remaining. Keep it up. Walter steps down and drops his block. He is not winning this challenge. Remaining, we have Moose, Scarlet, and Winter battling it out for immunity. Scarlet seems to have a bit of balancing issues right now, but she recovers. Looks like Winter's having the same struggling balance issues, but will she recover like Scarlet? It looks like she does. Oh, and never mind. She dropped her block, she's out of this challenge, and we are down to Moose and Scarlet. These two have fought for immunity the last challenge, and Scarlet came out on top over Moose. Feeling scared, Moose? Not one bit, and I'm not gonna listen to you unlike last challenge. Both Moose and Scarlet still remain. Neither of them are giving up, but one of them is winning. Moose is starting to lose a bit of his balance now. He's still struggling. Ooh! But Scarlet drops her block, which means Moose has won the final immunity challenge and is safe from the vote. Congratulations, Moose, on winning immunity. You're not only safe from tonight's vote, but you're guaranteed a spot in the finale. As for the rest of you, Scarlet, Walter, and Winter, after 38 days in this game, one of your games will be cut short. Head back to camp, and I'll see you tonight for Tribal. That challenge was stressful. I nearly fell, but I luckily was able to prevent myself from falling, and I barely outbeat Scarlet, and I feel great. I'm going into the finale after being voted out first, and with a possible chance of winning this. This is just great. I'm mad at myself. I almost was able to beat Moose, but I got too overcomplacent and excited to see him struggle that I just couldn't focus on my block, and I dropped it and messed up. Now it's going to be really tough to even try to make it to the end because there's a huge possibility that the other three could just vote me out. Hey, you two. Oh, hey, Walter. What do you want? Well, I want to propose an idea. Yeah, what is it? Why can't we make this the final three? You, me, and Winter. What do you say, Moose? I guess. So what, we're voting off Scarlet? Yeah, I'm fine with voting her off. Right now, with Moose immune and Winter a goat to bring to the end, the best option I can do is throw Scarlet under the bus, and hopefully Moose and Winter will vote her off. Okay, I feel like that you two need to consider the fact that even though I've done quite a lot in this game, you can't forget about Walter. I guess. I mean, think about it. He, Connor, and Heather controlled the Frank vote. Then you've got the Heather vote. Like, sure, that entire thing was me, but it wouldn't have worked if he didn't help. I guess. So, what do you guys say? Us three in the finals, we just take out Walter. I'll think about it. By the looks of it, it seems like I might be going into the finale, considering that Scarlet and Walter are targeting each other, which is great. But I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to win the whole thing. So what do you think, Moose? I feel like we're the deciding factors. We can decide if we can vote off Walter, or we can decide if we should vote off Scarlet. Yeah, it's a lot to consider. Honestly, I'm very torn between voting off either Walter or Scarlet. And the reasoning for that is, yes, I've been against Scarlet this entire time, and I have the prime opportunity to vote her out tonight. But on the other hand, if I bring Walter to the end, I might have a bit of a problem with receiving votes. I mean, Heather and Connor were good with Walter. And, you know, it takes, what, 4 votes to win, but heck, it could take 3 if the votes end up being split across the entire board. Do I think Winter will pick up votes? I'm not sure, but, I mean, I don't know. But, at the same time, I've wanted Scarlet out for a while. But the thing is, will it be more satisfying to eliminate the person who eliminated you, or would it be more satisfying to win against them? That's a bit of a question that I need to ponder for tonight, because it could be a factor in my decision making. Welcome to the penultimate Tribal Council. Before we begin, we'll bring in the members of our jury. Jacqueline, Luke, Frank, Brett, Heather, and Connor voted out the last Tribal Council. So, Moose, you are in the finale. How does it feel going from first boot to earning your spot in the finale? It feels amazing, Jeff, you know. It all shows that my hard work of the you know, coming back into the game, the Rise or Resurrection twist, meant it kind of was worth it, because I'm in the end. So, Scarlet, having had immunity last Tribal, are you scared about tonight? Well, yes, I'm scared. Not in terms of the whole, you know, physical thing, because that doesn't matter anymore. But I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to be spared to make it to the end. What about you, Walter? I'm definitely nervous as well. So, Winter, are you feeling pretty confident going into tonight, considering that Scarlet and Walter are worried? Honestly, Jeff, yeah. I haven't heard my name as far as I'm concerned. Alright, with that said, it's time to vote. Walter, you're up. Scarlet, I'm sorry, if Moose wasn't immune, this probably could have gone differently. Walter, I'm voting for you because you're the only other good option who isn't immune. I'll go tally the votes. Alright, I have the votes. Hidden immunity idols are void at this time and cannot be played. Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the Tribal Council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Scarlet. Next vote, Walter. That's 1 vote Scarlet, 1 vote Walter. The third vote, Walter. That's 2 votes Walter, 1 vote Scarlet, 1 vote left. The final vote. And the 14th person voted off Survivor Rise or Resurrection, and the 7th and final member of our jury, Walter. Walter, that's 3 votes, that's enough for tonight. You need to bring me your torch. Walter, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. Well, congratulations. You 3 have gone as far as you can get in this game. The power now shifts to the jury. 7 people you had a hand in voting out. You put your fate to win in their hands. You have 1 more night out here in Alaska. Enjoy it. Anyways, head back to camp, get some good night's sleep, and we'll meet back here tomorrow night for the final Tribal Council of the season. Grab your stuff and head back to camp. Good night. Nobody can sit there and say I didn't give it my all out there. I'm 63 years of age, and I've made it this far, and I'm proud of that. I obviously wish that I was able to make it to the end, but in the end, it just wasn't as such. I still am glad I got an opportunity to play this game, and I would not trade it for anything. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Well, here we are, day 39. We got 1 last dance left here. Best of luck to both of you. Good luck. On night 3, my game came to an abrupt end. I was eliminated first, but With the luck of the draw of this Rise Resurrection twist, I was able to come back, and I was given a second life. And I did not waste it. I was able to fight and make it all the way to the end. And hopefully I can come out with $1 million. Against all the odds, I was able to stay at the last vote, and I've made it to the end. I hope I can earn enough votes to win the game, and hopefully by the end of the night, I will be $1 million richer, and everything that I worked up to will all be worth it. I'm certainly afraid of what is going to happen at the last tribal council, because I don't know if everyone thinks I've played the best game. But I'm still going to go out there and give it my best shot. So, maybe, just maybe, I can pull off an upset. Welcome to the final tribal council of the season. Before we begin, we'll bring in the members of our jury. Jacqueline, Luke, Frank, Brett, Heather, Connor, and Walter voted out the last tribal council. Anyway, this is it. Scarlet, Winter, Moose. By the end of tonight, one of you will be walking away with $1 million and the title of Sole Survivor. But before anything can happen, there's one last thing you gotta do, and that's appeal to the jury. 7 people who you voted out to vote for you to win the game. So, you know how this works. Jury, one by one, you'll step up, talk to the finalists, ask them questions, state comments, whatever you really want. So, without further ado, let's not waste any time. Let's get started. Jacqueline, as the first jury member, you'll begin. Alright, first things first, I want to congratulate you 3 for making it to the end. And I also don't actually know where I'm going to vote. As the first jury member, I do get the opportunity to observe a lot on the jury bench. But I haven't really observed your games in particular, because we were on different sides. So my question to all 3 of you is, how would you summarize your game in one word? So I'll start with Scarlet. The word I would most associate with my game is viciously. Alright, Winter. Carefully. Alright, Moose. Competitively. Alright, thank you, 3. And that's all I got. Alright, thank you, Jacqueline. Luke, you're up next. Alright, well, congrats on you 3 for making it to the end. And it's the people on my Ushiga tribe, so congrats. I have questions for 2 people, and this is more or less trying to push why I should vote for you 2, because I'm mostly on one person in terms of who I'm voting for the $1 million. And it's, why do you think you should earn my vote in particular? I'll start with Scarlet. Alright, well, Luke, I feel like I should earn your vote because we were allies for a good chunk of the game. Sure, we might not have been on the same page for the entire game, but, you know, you said your parts, I said my parts. We played almost similarly. It's just that you had the edge in challenges, and, well, obviously it sucked that you went out the way you did, but I'm just going to try and eliminate that from the conversation because that's not what you asked. So I would say that the reason why I should earn your vote is because I played very similar to you in terms of, you know, wanting to, you know, keep a low profile, try and make moves while I can, and be effective at doing it. Alright, Winter. Well, I feel like I should earn your vote to win because I was actually able to, unlike these 2, not make myself that big of a target while making some big moves. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about that one. Thank you 2, and that's it for me. Alright, thank you, Luke. Frank, the floor is yours. Alright, you 3. Okay, So my question to all three of you is, and I'm very curious to what one of the answers is going to be, what was your biggest move this season? I'll start with Scarlet. Alright, my biggest move throughout this entire season was my role in getting rid of Heather. Because at the final 6, me and Winter were in a state of, desperation. We were in a bad spot, but we were able to get Connor and Walter on our side. We small-talked them before Brett went out, and after that, we planned to get rid of Heather and Moose at the next 2 tribal councils. It obviously didn't work out that way, but I mean, at least the Heather move pulled off more than anything, and I feel like that was probably the most game-changing thing I've done up to this point. Obviously, I had my moments in the pre-merge, but I think the Heather blindside was more powerful and poignant compared to those moments I had in the pre-merge. Okay then. Winter. Yeah, I would say my role in the Heather elimination was probably my biggest move. And also, I would argue the Walter vote, because yes, that was more of a move on my part and Moose's part, but we basically decided whether or not we were willing to keep around Scarlet or keep around Walter to bring to the end, and I feel like I had a part in making a lot of decisions throughout this game. Okay, and Moose. Alright, I think my biggest move in the game was getting rid of Connor. Now, I know it was between him and Brett, and the reason why I thought that my move on Connor was more effective than Brett is because I also got Scarlet to use a idol and burn it and end up, using it for no reason when she used it on Winter, who wasn't even receiving any votes. So I drawn out her idol and wasted it, and I used my idol effectively and was able to blindside Connor. Alright, thank you. And that's it for me. Alright, thank you, Frank. Alright, Brett, it's your turn. Alright, finalists, you made it to the end. Good for you guys. But I only have one question, and that's to Moose. I think you played an effective underdog game, but I honestly don't really want to vote for you. So I'm going to ask you one question, and your answer kind of will determine whether I vote for you. I might know the answer, but just to be sure, why did you take me out Final 7 over Heather? Okay, Brett, the thing is, you kind of brought that whole ordeal upon yourself, and I just kind of acted on what I thought was best. Do I regret hurting you the way I did? Yes. I felt like maybe there could have been a way I could have handled you differently, but we were just playing 2 different games. And you keeping me from talking to Heather made me want to resent you a bit more. If you let me talk to Heather, maybe, just maybe, it could have, strengthened your chances of staying, because if what Heather said wasn't good enough for me to keep her in the game, I probably wouldn't have done what I did. But at the end of the day, I can't take back what I did. Damage was already done, and, if you want to vote for these 2 because you're mad at me, then so be it. Just know that I think that either way, I felt like I was taking out a bigger threat in you. So, really, would it have mattered if I talked to Heather or not? Probably not, but I feel like it would have probably given you a better case. Alright then, well, that's it for me. Alright, thank you, Brett. Heather, it's your turn. Alright, well, we heard a lot of long speeches from the jury tonight, but I'm going to keep mine short and simple. I'm voting for Moose tonight. Moose, I felt like you embraced the most underdog game I've ever seen. You were at a disadvantage for only going out first and then getting an opportunity to come back. And you certainly made more of an impression than I certainly thought. As for you 2, I think you played effectively, and props to that move you made, Scarlet. But at the end of the day, I just have to commend Moose for doing something that someone in this game hasn't done. And that is going out of the game, coming right back in, and making it to the end. I mean, that's honestly really impressive. Alright, thank you, Heather. Let's start wrapping things up. Connor, you're up next. Alright, so you three are in the end. Good for you. My question's a little harsh, but still. To each of you, explain why you think the other people in the end don't deserve to be here. I'll start with Scarlet. Alright, well, starting off, Winter, I don't think she deserves to be here in the end because, well, frankly, she just hasn't done a dang thing. She, at one point, even targeted me, and even still, during the jury stage, the merge phase, rather, she never targeted me once. That just kind of goes to show she was completely forgetting her own morals and completely went away from them. Do I think it was out of fear? Maybe, but at the end of the day, I also felt like she never took any ounces of risks. And as for Moose, I think he doesn't deserve to be here because, frankly, he's only here because of the Rise of Resurrection twist. If it weren't for it, he would have been completely forgotten about. Not to mention, he didn't go the full 39 days, so I don't feel like he should necessarily win because he hasn't experienced the full 39 days experience. I mean, I said what I said about Winter, but at least she experienced the full 39 days. Alright, Winter. Honestly, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I felt like Scarlet really could have gone home at any point, and she only got through with some luck. Moose only got to the end because, again, of the twist, and I'm not going to really elaborate more. Okay. The smartest idea, but whatever, to each their own. Moose, why do you think Scarlet and Winter don't deserve to be in the end? Well, the only reason why Scarlet's in the end is because I brought her here. Because I wanted to find it more appealing. Because I felt like that this person, you know, Scarlet, who had taken me out in the third night of this game, sent me out first, I come back in, it could have been the ultimate revenge to take her out at Final Four, but I chose not to, and the reason why is because it would be more satisfying to win against the person who took you out. That's the only reason why she's in the end, is because I decided to spare her at that vote. Winter, I mean, I choose not to elaborate on Winter because, I mean, come on, she did nothing. So, I mean, Scarlet already said what she said about Winter, and I'm not going to say anything further. Alright then, well that was certainly something, definitely a slew of interesting things to say, at least. Yeah, that's it. Alright, thank you, Connor. We end things with Walter. Go ahead. Alright, well, you three made it to the end, congrats. That said, I have nothing really to say. Good luck, best of luck, may the best one win, and whoever wins the money, spend it wisely. Alright, well that was pretty short. Thank you, Walter. Alright, thank you, finalists and jury. But now, it's time to wrap everything up. Now, jury, it's time for you guys to crown the winner of this season. Here's how it will work. You'll each go up one by one to the confessional booth, and instead of writing down who you're voting for to be eliminated, you're voting for someone to win. So, without further ado, let's begin. Jacqueline, you'll start us off. Moose, congratulations, you've done something that no winner has done. That's be eliminated, come back, and absolutely dominate. Congrats, man. You played great, and I feel like you truly deserve to win this thing. Alright, for the last time this season, I'll go tally the votes. Alright, now remember, you want to see your name on these pieces of parchment paper. This is for a winner. For the last time this season, I'll read the votes. First vote, Scarlet. Next vote, Moose. That's 1 vote Scarlet, 1 vote Moose. Moose. That's 2 votes Moose, 1 vote Scarlet. Fourth vote, Scarlet. That's 2 votes Scarlet, 2 votes Moose, 3 votes left. The 5th vote, Moose. That's 3 votes Moose, 2 votes Scarlet, 2 votes left. The 6th vote. And the winner of LEGO Survivor Season 17 Rise of Resurrection is Moose. Congratulations. Well then, I bet you wouldn't see that every day. Someone who gets eliminated, let alone the first ever boot of the season, and then comes back into the game via the twist, and ends up winning the game. That is honestly so amazing. I am so proud of myself for how far I gotten, and how I was able to outwit and outplay everyone else, despite the disadvantage I had. I still made it this far, and I ended up winning. And that is more than anything I expected. Well, congratulations to Moose, and congratulations to you for sticking around to the end of the season. The 17th season is finished. 17 seasons, that's wild, you know what I mean? Got it done by the end of this year, so I'm feeling really good about that. Hope all of you have enjoyed your Thanksgiving break, and I hope you enjoyed the season through and through. What's up next? Well, the 18th season, of course. Now, the cast will once again be really different, and it will actually bring back an element that hasn't been seen since the very first season. When it happens, you'll know, but we'll wait until that happens. Anyway, that is a little it for now. Oh, and before we wrap things up, time to announce the fan favorite of last season, Polynesia. Unfortunately, the vote ended up being a tie again. This time between Brittany and Curtis. In the end, we gave it to Curtis for 2 reasons. Number 1, to be more fair to give someone who isn't the winner the fan favorite, and we want to give everyone else from that season a bit more, recognition. And as good as Brittany as a player was, it would just kind of feel a little cheating just giving her the fan favorite award. So yeah, that's it for now. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the season. Comment below who your fan favorite of the season was. And until next time, we'll see you next season for LEGO Survivor Season 18.